but you still have job to do. You can still offer them, sir, here is my advice as well. Why don't you roll over small portion, traditional IRA to Roth IRA every single year and check with your tax advisor, because I'm not a tax consultant. Make sure you mention that. Otherwise, they'll hold you for it, right? So check with your tax consultant, roll over, convert small portion every single year to Roth IRA, and I'm going to help you with it. We'll set up the account, right? That's an extra commission. You added some value. Now that we talk about a tax-free retirement, you added one more thing to it, not just IUL, but the Roth IRA as well. So understand Roth IRA, get more information on the IRA website so that you can, help your client answer their questions and add some value.
There's no income limitation, right? The person, right?
No, because it's taxable, right? You're going to pay the taxes on it. It's all you have to understand the technical details, because that's why I say check with your tax consultant. Make sure you mention that, because let's say a client sold a big property or rental property or some type of capital gain. The client is in a 30% tax bracket and you are offering them rollover conversion. Guess what? You're adding more taxes. So that's why it's important for them to talk to their tax consultant so they can advise, like, not this year, let's do it next year. Right?
No brainer for the non-tax people IRAs, right? Somebody has that.
Yes. There is no, if it's non-deductible, hold it on, do it. If you're sitting with a client who has $1 million in income, do non-deductible. Convert it. You're building a tax-free portfolio for them on top of IUL. You're doing now Roth IRA. So do both.
Many of people have started SBI as a part-time, meaning they are in a corporate job somewhere and getting that W2.
Plus 17322380899.
Can they open a SEP IRA?
Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Even if they have set up two
Yes.
accounts
बढ़िया
and have to own traditional Roth IRA.
Yes. Yes.
मैंने भी देखा फोन का फोन को है ना वो गिने का चक्कर आपको करना पड़ता है पकड़ता नहीं है ये.
So even if you're not completely matching, say 19,500, still you are not eligible for Roth.
It all depends on a phase out limitation, income limitation. If you qualify for the income limitation, you can open that. Traditional IRA and Roth IRA, you can open that.
Okay, as long as
There is a catch to it. Even though we mentioned here that you cannot have the traditional IRA or Roth IRA account, there is one catch to it. Like it becomes more technical. But if your income is not phased out under certain limit, then you can open a traditional IRA or Roth IRA account and contribute to that.
So if I'm within the limits, I can still have 401k and Roth IRA. If I'm within the limits.
बताता हूँ. टैल का करता हूँ और बताता हूँ आपको.
Sagar, one quick question about this might be about product. Because the limit is 6,000 or 7,000, most of the products that we offer do not allow 6,000 as a seed money to open an annuity or anything. So what is the type of account that is being opened where the person can start and then keep putting every year, like you were suggesting?
I think FNG offers
Less than
right?
American equity, I know.
Yeah, they're not preferred vendors, so you're not getting employment cycles.
Household into that would be if someone opens a traditional IRA this year, household get the
Immediately. You open an account today, traditional non-deductible IRA account, convert it next day.
Roth IRA is that 2 years, then the principal we can take out without that.
Yes.
What's with the gain?
Huh?
Household, can the gains be taken out without that?
That applies to the 15.5 withdrawal. Yes.
So for example, if the OAT and if they're working part-time, if they're college kid, and if their income is less than 6,000, can they contribute to Roth up to 6,000?
No.
Or is it based on the maximum earnings?
Earned income. Yes. So if they earn $4,000, they can contribute $4,000. And that's the maximum limit. You can contribute $1,000. I have a client, let's say, like, I cannot put $6,000 for me and my wife. That's $12,000 every single year. So like, put something, whatever you can, $3,000 each, whatever they want to. But the max is $6,000, $7,000, right? They can put $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever they want.
But it
Based
was
on-
capped based on the earned income also.
Earned income. Yes, up to earned income. Yes, sir.
HSA related question I had before. So I know it's for health purpose. Nothing happens to you, then that money becomes taxable.
Yeah, when you do distribution like a 520.
If you're not using it for medical purpose and you're 70, you're still healthy, 75, you want to access that money.
Yeah,
Then you just have to pay taxes. on
yes,
it.
like a 529. If you don't use it, you withdraw it, take a distribution and pay tax now. You're done with that. Yes.
And,
So you mentioned in the RUL regarding the tax deductibility and depends on the application. So again, coming back to individual business owners, right? IUL is an alternative option as a self-IRA.
Right, let's have one meeting, please, one meeting.
Hey, Sagar Bhai, can you hear me? Sagar Bhai?
Yes, I think.
All right. First of all, great job. Thank you so much for taking a time out and educating all of us and sharing your wisdom with us. And by the way, people who don't know, you have given your introduction, but I know Sagar Bhai for many years now, and he's one of the best when it comes to tax filing, CPA, accounting firm. And he runs a pretty significant size of firm, not only in Atlanta, but he has clients from all over the US. Two questions here I have for you, Sagar Bhai, here is you joined AGI about what, less than two years ago, if I'm not wrong?
Yeah, almost little less than 3 years.
Less than 3 years ago. So now you and I discussed about it in Turks and Caicos last week when we were there and having a great time. And you just shared with me that you wanted to go full time in this business. And by the way, people, Sagar Desai has earned more than $300,000 worth of commission just in the year 2021 on a part-time basis. Now, what does that tell all of us here is sometimes we don't spend enough time to educate ourselves and understand the business what we are in. A company like AGI, now somebody who is the best person here to understand the tax codes, tax filing, understand the numbers. And guess what? Being a CPA, numbers talks to Sagar. Now, he understands the technicality of it. He also understands the mechanisms of it, but he also understands the tax codes that for you and me, it's like somewhere between lost and found if we try to figure it out. So what here it gives me, this is a testimony for a lot of us people who are taking this opportunity for granted, who is not taking it seriously, where there is a tremendous market out there and professionals like Sagar Desai who've been in that space, being a part of AGI, wants to go full-time in this business. That doesn't mean he's not passionate about his CPA firm. He's not going to shut down. He'll find a way to operate that in any ways, but he's going to do this full-time basis. And I don't know how many of you catch, when he introduced himself, he said he's making full-time as an AGI and he's doing part-time as a CPA. Is that right, Sagar? Did you say that?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So why did he say that after having all these degrees and education and running such a successful the CPA firms, where I'm sure that he's making more than what he's making in AGI? But the discussion what I had with Sagar in Turks and Caicos was, he said that, Aki, if I can make so much on a part-time basis that I'm putting about 10 to 15 hours a week, and if I can make $300,000+ income here, imagine if I put 40, 50 hours of space here, what kind of potential this industry has and this company has to offer. I'm not saying everybody to go full-time here. The day will come when you will have your freedom day and you can fire your boss and you can start building your business here like many of us to do it. But this is a great session, by the way, from knowledge sharing, wisdom sharing, and we all really work hard for our money. But what you taught us today, Sagar Bhai, is how to also diversify some of the taxes and have a balanced portfolio where we can take advantage of a lot of these things. Now, I know how passionate you are about building these agencies and building team. And I know you were traveling, you shared your travel schedule with me when we were traveling, that you will be in LA, you will be in Houston, you will be traveling many different cities to build leaders in those cases. So why AGI? I think this is a very important question. There are about 370 people on this call. And they were at one point when we started doing the Q&A, till then there was 418 people constantly attending your session. It's there. Now, I know, Sagar, you have many other options that is available outside the AGI as well, knowing your knowledge, what you're doing, where you're coming from, and people trust you with their money because obviously you help them to save taxes and file their taxes and give their advice always in the client's best interest. And I'm the one who can vouch for that because my account is with Sagar, and he always helps us, and he always gives a very candid, very frank, and that is absolutely legit. But also he tries his best in a legal way how we can save taxes in a legitimate way. So now with that kind of a profile and a person like you, let me ask you this, why you are passionate about HGI and why did you pick this company and why you're excited to go full-time and traveling all these different cities and build? Besides all this tax knowledge which you shared, it also very important for our friends who are on this call to know from your side of story that why a CPA, especially being so successful in your field, why HGI, brother? Can you share that some of your words with us so that we can get some clarity and we get to pick your brain from that angle?
Sure, Kevin. I'll be more than happy. So I started my company, Global Tax, in 2010. It took me almost 11 years to get to this level where I make decent money, right? And of course, day one, no one have that kind of income, 100,000, 200,000, 300, that kind of income, right? It takes time to build whatever you do, right? It took me 11 years to build this many clients and reputation in the market, right? To get to that level. Now understand what me being an accountant, what I do. I help people file their taxes personally and the business as well, do their accounting and this and that. Now understand, when you file a return with your accountant, you pay them once a year. When you file the return, you pay them a few $100, $200, $500, depends on their fees, depends on the complexity, right? So for the $200, $500 one-time fee, you're going to utilize this service for throughout the year. When you're buying a car, when you have a new baby, when you're leasing a car, when you're buying a home, or whatever you're doing. Sagar, wait, I'm leasing a car. Is it good or bad? I'm buying a car. Which one I should do? Am I going to get a tax credit or not? Anything that you do, you call your accountant, right? So it means I'm giving free advice throughout the year, but collecting money. So on an average, I spend 2 hours a day, 2 hours in the entire year on that client's personal return. 2 hours or 3 hours. What did I make? $200 to $500. My hourly rate becomes $100, $50, $200, depends, right? But that's the range. Now, coming here at DI, I joined in March 2019, made good money on the very first year, understood, made a lot of mistakes, right? And then learned to build, right? Build a team. So that's when I started. And now I'm proudly saying my hourly rate is at least $750.
Awesome.
Right? So when I help one family, if I sell him something today in one sitting, 1 hour, I show him everything. One follow-up, he said, okay, go ahead and do it. 1 hour application, 1 hour. So in 2 to 3 hours, I completed the project, right? 2 to 3 hours, I completed the project and made what? 3,000, 5,000, 7,000. I'm in the month of December and January. Since January, I'm in, how many days? It's 42 days so far. My commission so far is I crossed $50,000 in 42 days. That gives me my per day income is over $1,000. Over $1,000. I can't do that over there. Because over there, it's like a labor work. If you believe it or not, being a professional, it's like a labor work. You sit there, and then a lot of people bring all types of information, and then like, here is my donation, here is my medical expense. They go, oh, make sure you bring me the full refund, okay? And like, come on. And then like, being Desi community, they like, tell me how much is my refund, I'll decide whether I should give you my business. Yeah, they do that. They do that. Definitely they do. But anyway, so answer to his question is, I see the value. I see HGI as my retirement, right? Why I'm thinking to go full time? Because I want the time freedom. Money is there in my business too. But guess what? When in the tax season or a busy time, me and my wife is also in the business, and she's my backbone in the business, and whatever I am today, in whatever I'm doing here as well because of her support, because I have 2 small kids at home. So because of all of this, I believe the SGI is a perfect platform. And doesn't matter whatever you've done in your life, the IT career, medical profession, we are doctors. Why the doctors would join this business? Can you just imagine an accountant, lawyer? I mean, just name the profession we have in this platform. So don't sell this business at a cheap opportunity of $200. This is not a $200 business. It's $2 million business, $20 million business. In the last 3 years, I crossed $600,000 in commission. Can you imagine that? On a part-time basis, 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours a week at my own time. I'm traveling what I'm trying to do is whatever I learn, I had a great session with Akibai and all the great leaders at Turks and Caicos, right? Whatever I learn, I want to pass it on to my team. I'm traveling every week, every pretty much week. As soon as I came back, I told my wife, I said, like, look, this is a big decision I made. And I hope you're okay with it. And she understood. She saw my vision to go full-time one day, right? And I shared the date with her. And then because of that, I had to travel a lot. I had to build my team, right? So I'm traveling next weekend, following weekend, and like constantly traveling, right? But understand, I have commitment on my plate as well. I'm an accountant. I took people's taxes. I took people's work. I'm going to finish that as well. That's my job. That's my commitment to my business. So what I'm doing, I'm working 7 days a week right now, Monday to Friday for my tax business, evenings, Saturdays, Sundays for SGI. So 7 days a week, I'm working to make it happen so I can go full time and get the time free. Okay.
Hey, Sagar, I'm so sorry. I was on a mute. I'm driving to the headquarters. We have a boot camp that's going on in Alpharetta. But anyways, see, it's very important what you shared here, because from time to time, it's important for us to know about this, to know the value, because it's very easy to get distracted. And everybody, see, if one thing what I have noticed is we all need an instant gratification. If we don't get that instant gratification, it's very easy to give up on our dreams, to give up on the process and things that making money is so easy. No, it's not. Whether it is engineering, IT, CPA, accountant, doctor, traditional business owners, making money is not easy, but that's what I say. AGI is not easy. AGI is worth it. Now, if I heard a success story from you and many others, I heard Preeti is in the house, and I'm sure Vani must be there. And, you know, a lot of Altaf just have recognized. And by the way, just to share the good news about it, Altaf has officially crossed $1 million income in last 12 months. Hey, give a big round of applause for him over there. I just wanted to make it official here. But AGI will be announcing it very soon, and his run, and amazing. So that's what we get inspired from each other. There was Harish Agrawal who was there in our Turks and Caicos. He said, Aki, I never thought that I'm going to make more than $200,000 being a scientist and working for a company. He said 200, 250, what he was making. And he quit his job. He joined this industry. For last 2 years, he's making over $1 million. And Sagar, you were there when we were sitting one morning in a beautiful view over there. And what was Harish's goal? Harish said that I want to make this year $150,000. And see, that vision stretching is very important. Now, can we even, with all due respect to all my professional friends out there, can we say that, hey, I'm going to make $100,000 or 150 or about $50,000 a month as an IT or as an engineer or stuff? I don't know. You ask that question to yourself. But if you ask me coming from that background, my answer is straight out no. So what are we doing is, first, you need to find a vehicle. That's why in the first page of the BOP, what we say is, if you got the dream, we got the vehicle. But now it's your dream, and how big you want it to dream, it's up to you. If you want a small dream of 50,000 or 100,000 or 200,000 on a part-time basis, hey, AGI is a perfect place for you to do it. But somebody like Sagar or me or Harish or Altaf or many great leaders on this call is there. Hey, their dreams are to add one more zero to their income, to earn that $1 million income. So one of the targets that I have given to everybody who were with us last week is to earn a minimum $100,000 worth of income. And why not? See, it is only impossible for all of us to achieve until and unless we haven't witnessed anybody achieving that. Now, there are 9 millionaires, including Altaf, that we promoted in last 2 years, coming from a common background and achieving $1 million plus income. Hey, that's powerful. That gives me a hope. Okay, a person like Tirumala Kumbam, who comes from an IT, Raghu comes from an IT, Harish comes from an IT engineering background. Okay, Prashant is on his way to do it. Sean is very close to hit that milestone, and many, many others. So 9, millionaires we have promoted in this great company. That is more than enough for me to prove, hey, this works. Now, is it easy? No. Is they work hard? Yes. Are they willing to put the sacrifice? Yes. Now imagine Sagar being in business with us for last 2.5, 3 years and hitting a $600,000 income in last 2 years, which is, if you ask me, is about 2% of the IT professionals, with all due respect. Sagar, but you have already crossed 300,000. That means a CEO of a general company make somewhere around $300,000 to $400,000, and you achieve that milestone in 2 years of your efforts. What you're doing here, anyway. So, guys, what we wanted to learn is I get inspiration from these sessions. I get inspiration from these success stories when I hear from these people. And when I was new and building, this kind of testimonies, this kind of success stories used to inspire me the most. Not the technical side, not the product knowledge, not the services that we provide. That is very essential. Don't get me wrong. Okay, those are the skill sets that we need to develop in this. But what is the number one thing that we need to develop? We need to develop an entrepreneur mindset. Rest, everything else is a skill set. And guess what, friends? We are very smart people. We are very talented. We are very well educated and intelligent people here. We can figure out things if you understand the business and if you have a made up mind. So that's what I want you to focus on, not on the skill set. Skills are important, which we will learn. But what you need to focus is to understand the business and have a made up mind that there are hundreds and hundreds of people in this company is making some serious income and making a difference in their family's life, making a difference in their lives and the community. It's time for me to take this opportunity seriously on a part-time, full-time, all the time basis. And that's where you need to commit to yourself. I've been taking it lightly. I've been taking this opportunity for granted. It's time for me to put my best foot forward. And if all these people can achieve this great success on a part-time, full-time basis, why can't I? And the big question is, why not now? So the idea here is now, my friends. See, there are good calibered people, all of us on this call. And again, Sagar Desai have proved us today that it's anybody's business from any profession can come and make it a big thing here. So Sagar Bhai, I personally thank you for sharing your wisdom. This is, I would call this is something out of the syllabus, what you shared with all of us. I mean, we don't do this normally, but thank you for sharing your insights, your knowledge, and your wisdom with all of our great people. And it will beneficial a lot of us, not only just from a GI standpoint, but also from tax savings and have a balanced portfolio is there. So I really appreciate your effort and your sacrifice behind this, putting time to prepare this and to do it. And I wish you all the best, my friend, to go full time, to travel this and to build it big and make it happen. So with your knowledge, the technical knowledge, with the mechanism, and you shared your excitement with me. I remember one day, Sagar and I, we were just having this great time on our private boat to the island. And he came and he said to me, he said, Aki, watch me this year and next year. This is going to be my year. And you will see me, not on personals, but also on the team building side. You will find me always on that leaders bulletin. I got very excited about that because I believe in him and I believe in all of you on this call, each and every one of you call. If a simple and ordinary guy like me can achieve extraordinary results, it's not because of my skill set or personality, friends. It's because of your personal commitment to follow something and your personal commitment to win for you and for your family. So I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing here. Once again, Sagar, okay, wholeheartedly, thank you so very much. It was excellent thing. I picked a lot of things from your session. And guess what? I will apply that. And for that, I have to come to you. So that's what I will do it and go for it. Back to you, Sagar Bhai. Great job. And guys, let's take it to the top. Enough is enough. It's our time now. It's time for us to commit to ourselves to have a brighter future. Thanks.
Thank you, Akiba. What a very nice words from Akiba. Hope today's session added some values, brought some knowledge and value to you guys so that you can help your clients out there. And technical details. will
Recording
be-
stopped.
Yeah, skill set, as he said, is important in your business, but it's kind of not the foundation. It's not like, as long as you have the understanding about the business, the mindset, the right mindset, you will achieve it. Skills will be necessary, but it's secondary. First, you need to understand about the business, the mindset. Once you have that, you'll do great. Thank you very much, everyone. Questions? Yeah, there are some questions in the chat. They're saying,
Okay, well, the question is, what is a simple 401k? Simple 401k?
we are not covering that.
Okay.
We are only covering whatever question related to whatever we have covered. Because there are so many types of retirement plans, CE3 related to that.
Right. So I think we'll hold on on the details on the product part. But give him one more hand. Being part of HGI, what kind of business are we in, guys?
Distribution.
Right? So what we learned today is what? Some basic knowledge on the product side, just so we can have a conversation with the client, right? Did he do a great job?
Yes.
Right? So he did that. Now, let's talk about the higher law. How many people want Sagar Desai in his team? Let me repeat that if it's not clear. How many people want Sagar Desai in his team? We do?
Yes.
What exactly does it take? Is it the product?
No.
Sagar Desai, who recruited you?
Penal.
Penal Desai. Is it fair to say Penal Desai followed step 1, step 2?
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Almost 1 year.
Right? So it almost, no, this is important to know, guys. These professional people may not get recruited right away, but did he give up on you?
No.
First of all, it starts with what? The higher law. What is the higher law? Distribution. It's not manufacturing and things like today's world is, what does Amazon make? Money. Nothing in products. But Amazon knows step 1, step 2. Amazon knows their clientele. Amazon understands Sagar. The higher law is always going to be in distribution. Why does McDonald's sells more coffee than Starbucks? McDonald's is not in a coffee business. Starbucks is in a coffee business. Is that correct?
Yes.
So why makes McDonald's have more coffees every day? More outlets, more prospect lists, more approaches every single day. Understand the higher law. You can sit here and squeeze his brain out for last 11, 12 years of experience. Guys, that's not what the business is all about. Agree or disagree?
Absolutely.
What I would like is the higher law. I would love to put Sagar Desai on my list and follow up for 1 year. You see, you know what? One day he's going to see that vision. And today he's about asking and declaring to come out of his professional field. Guys, that's because of step 1. That is absolutely because of step 1. Again, higher law. So what's the hesitation here? Number 2. So the amount of time it takes Bala to sit down and read the brochure, understand 401k, IRA, SAP, HSA, all that stuff. Can he go there and learn how to smile? What's more easier, the brochure? And somebody smiles back, put them on the list.
Just imagine if Penal Desai would have thought that I already have an accounting practice.
Yes.
I have a real estate license as well. So he is super busy in his life. He doesn't have time for this. I don't think so. I don't want to waste my time and his time as well. If he would have assumed that, he would have costed me the opportunity today.
There you go.
I wouldn't be on a stage today. So never take a decision on behalf of anybody. Doesn't matter that person is making $500,000, million, or 5 million. Your job is to only sell the opportunity. Sell the opportunity, talk to them, let them decide yes or no. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Right?
So true. But people like, is it fair to say people like you, professional level, having such a great practice and all that, still have a pain point?
Yes. It's a great business. I mean, as I say, I love my business. I love my profession. Whatever I do, I enjoy it. But at the end of the day, who we fooling? I mean, it's all about money. End of the day, no matter are we doctors, lawyers, accountant, IT professionals, end of the day, I check my bank account. That's all it matters.
Well said.
Doesn't matter. Is it right?
Yes.
So as long as my bank account is, keep flooding with my, and guess what? At your job, how many paycheck you get? 2 times a year, 2 times a month. How many paycheck we get? 2 to 3 times a week. I love that. I love that, right? While I was traveling, I saw like 9,000 came, 2,000 came one. I said like, thank you. It covered all my costs, traveling costs, good to go, Can you do that at your work? Like you work hard, 18 hours a day. I'm like, paycheck to utna hi hai sala. Matlab, kitna increment milega? 3%, 5%. Here you make your own paycheck. So don't make, sorry, man. Absolutely. But no, thank you. Don't go out there, hunt for people, look for people, talk to them, share the opportunity, do your work. Don't worry about the result, right?
What changed for you in that 1 year that, when he was approaching you?
So when he was approaching me initially, I was keep delaying. Let's say some other thing. Not right now.
No.
Busy. I've been saying delaying, right? So he was not able to sell the appointment, right? That was the problem. And then March 15, I mean, in the month of March, I don't remember the exact, but in the month of March 2019, so like Sagar Desai, and this time I need your time. And understand he's my client too, so he comes see me for his taxes and stuff like that, right? So like I am coming, I need to discuss with you. I just need 10 minutes. So just like anybody else, I said like, give me the brochures. Send me the link, right? So I asked all of that. He brought some. I said, okay, but now he's my client. I don't want to say no to him. I said like, what it takes to enroll. Because I don't want to disrespect him, right? So it's like, you've been keep telling me, I've been keep delaying, let's get it done. Like in my mind, he's my client. I'm already making money from his account. It's okay, doesn't matter. Let's do it. कहाँ पे करना है sign up? How much it costs? $200? Let's do it right now. Then what changed my life is like checking the dashboard. Dashboard is very important. If you're when you get the inspiration, the most inspiration you can get is from the dashboard. Keep checking at least 2 times a day. Keep checking, right? So you see other people's activity and you get motivated, right? So I saw very first year I made a lot of mistakes, like going after sales. It's easy for me to sell, right? Then recruit. So keep selling. Right? So commission is good. But then I saw like it's not going to go long run. The moment I run out of sales, then there is a problem. So now this business is about building. What changed that mentality? Convention. Never miss a convention. Right? It's like a power bank, right? Full of energy. So that's where I got the inspiration that it's time for me to. And I saw it was frustrating. The very first convention was very frustrating. You know why? Same people going on a stage for different awards. Like, same. मतलब कोई नया जा ही नहीं रहा है वही 5-4 लोग वही जा रहे हैं मतलब वो क्या रहा है right he is one of them so like they are doing something that we are making mistakes so we need to learn what they are doing so follow the leader that's why they follow the leader
tomorrow we have a session
that's why I got the inspiration so like no it's my turn I'll do something and guess what the very first convention I went there since then that year I've been on a stage pretty much every single time for a 2-minute speech or some type of award. So anybody can do it. Doesn't matter. Don't just underestimate yourself. Activity, full of activity, make calendar your boss and you will see the result. But don't procrastinate. Right?
So that's 3 points. Write this down. 3 key points that I learned. First, it all started with Pinal by follow-up. 1 year of follow-up. Do we not give up and let the ego come in and say, you know what, he didn't answer my call back, or he must be. When we pick up the call and talk to somebody, it goes to answering machine, when is the next call happening? Follow-up. If Pinal Bhai would not have follow-up, he wouldn't be here with the change like making a decision on. So is the follow-up the key?
Yes.
So how many times is too many times in follow-up?
Till
they say no. When they say no, I ask for referral. Right? Number 2, he said, dashboard twice a day. If that burned him up, then let's use that recipe. Dashboard twice a day. is what motivated him because, hey, numbers keep changing. People are making money. This is working. Right? And number three, and the most important, convention, environment. He's a result of an environment. How many people wish that you had people here tonight to listen to this, listen to Akibai? Environment. So never miss an event. Never miss a convention. You know, Tuesdays, Saturdays, we get together here on Zooms. Never miss it. Understand the value. I learned in this trip with Akibai, are we valuing the value? If doctors are coming in, lawyers are coming in, people with CPA's backgrounds, with giant, firm, successful people are looking at HGI, there has to be value in HGI. Am I valuing the value? Right? Conventions, right? Do we know the next convention?
July.
Right? Have you booked the tickets? Have you arranged everything? And if we have done all that stuff, are we adding more people to it? Because today we hold the recipe of changing people's life. It might be one more Sagar, it might be one more Rahim, who's so thankful that Akibai put me on the prospect list. I am so thankful. What's the hesitation of approach? Somebody might be praying for certain things. And the LFS says save people from themselves. People don't know themselves that I need to be saved. Sagar is appreciating today coming out of this professional. Why? He loves time and money. His hourly rates from 200 went to $750, right? $1,000. You think somewhere in the LFS it says people don't know there needs to be saved, and then one phone call and 1 year of follow-up is happening. Then you're watching some hard work here of Sagar Bhai, right? And is it worth that 1 year of hard work? Is it okay to keep that follow-up and to keep the ego aside? Is it okay to have a thick skin because life has been saved? No, business owners are thick skin, like it or not. Those pop-ups are what? When you go to YouTube, those advertisements are what? They're nothing but thick skin. They keep coming up. We keep skipping it. That's the business happening, marketing happening, brainwash happening. But if it's my interest, I click it and that's nothing but follow up, guys. YouTube is doing it, Facebook is. Who is not doing it? Pick up your phone, log in anywhere. Is marketing not happening? Is number one, number two, number one, number two, number one, number two not happening? You show me one business that is successful and they are not following this system. Amazon. Why is Coca-Cola still on billboards? They don't need to. Other side of the mind. But again, appreciate your time and your effort and so much. And we definitely want Tabai one more time to close it out for us. Let's go.
This is not a big. Thank you, Sagar. Thank you so much.
Next time you go to BG, tell us.
Yeah, I will. Okay, I'm here to have a good promotion because we promoted an RMD yesterday, but the story is very, very unique. That he is in the business for almost, I think, 3 years, and he never took me serious. I'm not taking him serious. Like we were like, yes, doing, we will do it tomorrow, next day, and all that. But I did one thing a month and a half ago when we sat down and planned. We put everything on the paper to find out that what we have to do to make him an RMD. And it happened in a month and a half. Just month and a half, he became an RMD. That entire process from associate to an RMD. It's not anything else, MD and all that. It's straight from associate to an RMD within a month and a half. And it happened only because we put things on the paper and constant follow-up on every single day. He committed, I committed, and we both worked together. And his name is Sam. Sam, I want you to share what happened in this 1 month that changed everything from straight associate to another.
After the Vegas convention, I wasn't there, but because of my knee problem. So when he came back and we started talking, and I told him, I said, look, let's start. He said, you're serious? I said, very serious. He said, okay, let's sit down. So on the 26th, we sat down in the office. We chalked out all the plan. And January 1st, he called me. You ready? I said, yes. He said, you have a recruit. I said, I got 2 recruits. He said, okay, let's start working. From there on, every day we were in touch for 3 to 4 times a day. We were in touch. He would call me, I would call him. Even one night we were on Zoom till 2 o'clock at night. So that was my commitment to him. I said, he threw me a challenge. And I said, okay, let's finish it.
You are working with anyone in your team. If you're a leader and you're working with your team member, and if you yourself working for your promotion, chalk out with your leader. Put everything on paper, what and where you're standing and where you want to go and what it requires. And then put the timeline to it. That this is the timeline that I want to finish. And believe me, everyone can do it. And as a leader, it's only your job to monitor. To monitor not once a week, once a month, every single day if they are committed. Take the commitment, give the commitment, and do it, it happens. It won't take 6 months, it won't take a year. It just takes a proper commitment with a proper follow. So guys, here is a new RMD in our office. Thank you so much. We are done for today.
Thank you.